Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Very happy to be here with you tonight. Right. So my name is Jinyi. So today I'm gonna share with you the title about oily title, oil, oily subject. Okay. So if you are here with me, please like and share. Right. Or just tell me where are you from, or just type in oil. Just type in oil so that we're gonna kickstart this subject today. So it is a very important subject because it will be linked to the world economy, and it will be linked to cryptocurrency, overall stock market, and overall economy as well. So without further ado, let me just quickly share screen. Right. So if you are here with me tonight, right, just type in hi or something like that, so that I know that you are around. Yeah. So let me just share my screen. Okay. Yep, I'm sharing my screen already. Okay, so if you can see my screen, right, please type in OK. Please type in OK. Yeah, so that let me just quickly check whether I have shared the screen. Okay, so good. Okay, so today I'm gonna start off with market update, right? Market update, right? And then followed by the oil and gas subject. Okay, so first up, disclaimer. Whatever that I'm sharing now is not financial advisors, right? It is for educational purposes. It's something that I personally study and just share it with you guys, right? Please take it. Please do your own due diligence if you would like to invest in any sort of the things that I'm going to share. Okay, right. So let's look at what is the overall market sentiment now. Okay, it went up a little bit from extreme fear for the past 2 weeks or past 1 month, right? It went up a little bit for the fear and greed index, because as you can see from the market, it is stabilizing now, but we do not know whether it's going up or going down now, whether we have already bottom or not, right? Never mind. Let me just follow me through. We'll show it to. I'll share it to you. What do I think? Okay, so if you're into cryptocurrency, which I believe most of you in this forum are, right, are invested in either Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency or any form of cryptocurrency. There is extreme fear currently. It is different from the major stock market because cryptocurrency actually drop more or drop. There is like equivalent of capitulation recently. It just happened. They just dropped a lot recently. Yeah. Okay. So the overall sentiment for America individual investor. This is AAII, America Individual Investor Index, right? As you can see, not many people are very bullish. Most of them are still very bearish. Okay, you can see the bearish sentiment is actually increasing. But then over here, right, when people are fearful, right, you should be greedy. Right? This is what the chart is actually stating, lah. Okay, so yep, this is just a quick market update. Okay, so what is actually causing the fear? Okay, a lot of people are talking about like recession is coming, inflation is going through the roof, right? So then today the topic is linked to this recession topic. Why? Because every single thing that is related to us, right, it is related to what? Oil and gas, right? If you are with me tonight, here with me, please type in OG, meaning for oil and gas, right? Because oil and gas, if you look around you, just look around you, every single thing, right? 90% of things are related to oil and gas, be it your car petrol, right? So if you are based in Singapore, you must be feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of heat on the rising oil prices, right? You can see, oh shit, every now and then the oil price just keep going up and up, right? And even Malaysia, right? Besides the subsidized oil 95, 97, 98 is going through the roof, right? So as you can see, and if you can look at it around you, right, things, the raw materials, the food, the finished products, right, they are all increasing. The prices are all increasing, and there is no, we can't see the end of the light yet, right? So, is oil and gas gonna stay as high as the current situation? So normally, right, when oil and gas hit above like hit above $100, right, we normally will hit recession. Normally we will hit a recession, okay? And then after that, most of the time when this is the third time it is hitting this level at 100 plus already. So it is gonna, will they actually go down, or will they actually doing hovering around 100 plus, like what we have seen in 2012 to 2015? So we do not know. Okay, so today we're gonna share. I'm gonna share with you like what is my thesis, what have I researched, and what do I think from the market. Okay, so yeah, you can see, you know that everything is down. All the stock market are down, right? Down. Cryptocurrencies are down, like down a lot, right? But oil and gas are actually up. They are one of the few sectors that are actually doing very, very well. Okay, right? So let's talk a little bit of the current background, right? Oil and gas actually spiked to $120 per barrel recently when the war of the Ukraine broke out. Okay, if you know that in March, right, there's war happening in Ukraine, right? Russia actually launched a war to invade Ukraine, right? And Russia is a major oil producing company. When it happens, right, then the Western countries actually decided to boycott Russia to support Ukraine. So when they actually do that, it means that they are not buying oil and gas from Russia. This is a big major problem. Why? Because Russia actually produces around 18% of oil for the global market, the world market, right? Imagine one fifth of the supply actually went out of the market. Of course, the oil price will go higher. Supply shock. This is what we call supply shock. And another thing is what we always talk about: oil and gas, right? Gas, right? Just a little bit background. Europe, right? There's actually a pipeline, a very huge pipeline, right? Link to from Russia. They supply all across Europe. So when they actually decided to not support Russia, to not buy from Russia, right? They will actually need to do what? They will actually buy from across the country, across the world, to actually supply them gas. So in order for them to supply in gas form, right, in order for the world to supply the Europe gas, right, they will need to be in the liquid form, because it's easier and safer to transport the market. Okay, so if we don't actually deliver through gas, right, it will be very dangerous for people uh, for them to deliver the natural gas. So if we so what will happen? They will need to deliver the liquid form of the gas, liquid LNG, we call it, liquid natural gas, and then they will need to make it as a gas form to actually share it across Europe. And this actually have extra costs and extra transportation costs, and it is not as simple already. And 40% of the natural gas come from Russia in the whole, from the world supply. So it is a very serious supply shock in this thing, right? So the world is also opening up again, and as you can see, your friends, your family, they are actually actively traveling, right? Besides China, China has not opened yet. The remaining worlds are actually open up to travel, and you can see from your Instagram, from your Facebook, a lot of people are actually traveling. Okay, so it actually will have a lot of demand on oil and gas in this case. Okay, so OPEC, right? What we can see from this chart is actually OPEC plus means, right, the oil reserve. We can see that oil reserve is actually getting lesser and lesser already, right? It will actually forecast to actually fall below 4 million barrels per day, right, in the fourth quarter of 2022, right, from 9 million barrels per day from first quarter of 2021. Because for the past 2 years, right, no one is actually investing in oil and gas. Because of what? Because of COVID, because the oil price is getting too low, and it's not feasible for the oil and gas majors to actually start investing. So it is they basically just slip through for the past 2 years and just produce whatever that they have currently, the oil rig or whatsoever. Okay, so they will actually need to dig into their reserve and actually supply in Q4 already. So what does that mean? Because there's a winter coming, right? There will be winter coming through, and when winter coming through, there will be a lot more demand in oil and gas, right? Especially in gas, because the energy, the power plant need to continue, right? Yep. So you have another supply shock coming in, and this is a big problem when then people will be asking, why can't they just produce more oil, right? Why can't they just produce more oil, right? Number one, right, lack of past investment into oil and gas for the past since 2014 and 15, right? The investment in oil and gas actually did not increase. The investment in oil and gas actually dropped, right, substantially, and people are not really investing big into oil and gas because of the government. They are pushing for ESG, right? Like environmental, social, and governance. If you can see from Europe especially, right, there will be a lot of like protester against the big majors, right? Yeah, big oil majors, right? They will be like, oh, we don't want you to actually spoil our environment in this area. We don't want you to come in to invest. You are producing more pollution to our world, to our life, right? So there's a lot of noise that the oil majors have to manage. So that's why when they actually see this kind of things, right, big oil majors will need to consider properly before they make certain move, right? Okay. So we can see with lack of investment, right, we will have lack of growth in new oil and gas capex, which means, right, lesser oil wells count. Okay, so investment has been flowing out of oil and gas due to ESG concerns, just like I mentioned just now, right? Less than 3 countries in OPEC, right, oil producing countries have spare capacity to pump into the market, right? And normally, when the oil price is high, right, oil countries, right, they normally don't want to they want to enjoy the high oil price because they can get in more profit, right? That's why they at one point they need to invest. At another point they are also conscious about like high oil price mean high revenue for the country. Okay, so upstream capex spending. Let's look about upstream capex spending. So oil and gas, right? There's upstream, midstream, and downstream. Downstreams are those like the cars that you drive, you go and pump the petrol, you change engine oil, and whatever is oil related, the finished product, we call it downstream. For upstream, right, it is like where they source the raw material from the ground, from the sea, or from shale oil. Okay, so for those who are in oil and gas, right, you can type in the chat below to tell me what do you think of oil and gas currently, right? And tell me what do you feel about oil and gas currently. Okay, so oil and gas is actually expected, currently spending is still expected to be well below pre-COVID level in 2022, right? So they are actually higher than COVID level already, right? But then they are actually still lower than pre-pandemic numbers, right? So this is a major problem. So because of the pent-up demand that people are actually using a lot of oil and gas already, but then people are still not the oil majors or the oil major countries are still not heavily investing into oil and gas because of a lot of factors involving, because they are afraid of the price to actually plummet, right? Maybe the price will just drop the next day. So who knows, right? So they are very cautious in what they are spending currently. Okay, so what do they do? So actually, at what price, right, can they actually start investing heavily into oil and gas, right? So just make a quick guess, right? Just make a quick guess. Okay, so actually, from the market, right, from the experts in oil and gas, they were saying that oil price, if they hit more than 200 USD per barrel, only they will have it will be very feasible for the oil majors or oil major countries to actually start heavily investing in oil and gas, right? If not, right, they are not willing to spend bigger than what they have currently invest, right? So oil majors companies, right? What are they doing, right? Later I will tell you what do they do. Okay, so China, right? Well, let's talk about the demand outlook currently. right? China is coming back from COVID, right? Although they are still in the lockdown, but then they can't be locked down forever, right? They will need to open, and when the world is opening, they will need to continue to open. China will eventually open. When they come out, right, we don't know what is the demand outlook from China. There's a high population from China, right? And when they start traveling, they will be spending a lot of money, and then you hike up the oil price. So the different thing from European country, from Westerners, right? They actually, China actually, they are actively purchasing oil and gas from Russia. So they from my source, right? They are actually not um, really affected by inflation. Of course, we do not know what is the real thing over currently, because very little people can actually travel into China now, right? So then there's a lot of pent-up demand to travel. Like I mentioned just now, everyone is traveling now, okay, because the world is opening up, okay, and we can see like the forecast, right, from here, right. The world production will continue to increase together the world consumption. Okay, so as you can see, right, the stock actually is dropping and dropping, but then there will be a lot of starts they'll start to invest in the market currently lah. Okay, so not to forget, right, Q4, which is coming in next 2 to 3 months, right. The winter season will be coming in Europe, and then there will be a lot of energy usage will be needed during the time. Winter, you need to heat up your heater, you need a lot of gas, right? So then that's why there will be a supply shock and extreme demand. What we are seeing now, I don't think we are at the peak of the demand of the energy lah. Right, this is just my opinion, right? So investment outlook for oil and gas, right? As you can see, so this is a chart, right? To see so this number over here is the amount of the wells, the oil rig, right? The amount of oil rig currently in the amount of oil rig in new oil rig invested. Okay, so a lot of companies, right, they actually base their OPEX, right, basis $60 per barrel. So they actually plan their through $60 to $70 per barrel. So whatever that is happening in the world, 100 plus, a lot of people are not believing that you will continue to maintain at this level. Okay, so that's why, right, and we are actually still way below to the amount of new oil rig invested compared to 2014. Even compared to pre-pandemic, we are still behind the numbers. Okay, right. So lack of investment in oil and gas due to climate concern like ESG, right, environmental, social, and governance, right, and low oil rig count prompting supply shock. Okay, this is what we are seeing in the market. Okay, so how am I investing currently, right? If these are oil and gas, right? In my opinion, as I have mentioned from the data that we are seeing now, there will be supply shock coming in, and when supply shock is coming, the oil price will go up, right? So the easiest way to invest, right, is actually through energy ETF, right? Just like the major energy ETF is XLE, right? You can Google XLE. You can just invest in XLE for the majority of the energy company, right? If not, right, you can invest in XOP. XOP is the exploration and production company, where this is another ETF that you can look into. Or there's another part of the oil and gas, right? Oil and gas is very there's a lot of activities going on. There's a lot of services that need to be done. There's a lot of materials that need to be bought. They actually buy exotic materials because they need to survive offshores and all this, right? So OIH is the ETF that you can look into. They are actually the service ETF for oil and gas. Other than that, right, you can actually deal with you can actually look into Shell, Chevron, Exxon, those big oil majors. Why? Right. So in my investment thesis, I will do maximum 10% of my portfolio, right? Because oil and gas is cyclical. So now they are increasing. If you look into the past, just 2 years ago, they actually went to below zero per barrel. Means, right, if you if you invest in oil and gas, you're actually in the negative, right? People are paying you to hold their oil and gas, right? Because the supply is so much compared to the demand. Okay, last time. Okay, So why do I start to invest in energy company or energy ETF? Because with the high oil price, right, the oil companies can actually pay their debt, right? Pay their debt for their long-term debt and whatsoever. They will be lesser debt, and then they because they have a lot of pressure to actually invest in the new field, so they need to be very very cautious in their new investment, right? So they do a lot of share buybacks with a lot of cash, right? They will do a lot of share buybacks. It means that with lesser share, the oil price normally will go up. Okay, and also they will do dividend, right? So they will do dividend sharing. Means that if they do, if they do share, they have too much cash, right? They'll share back to their investors, and the investors, if you invest in oil and gas, right, in this year you are easily up 50% already, and with the dividend you can actually get back your money very easily. Okay, yep. So this is the end of my slide, right? If there's any question, please type in the chat below, right? Let me know if you have any chat, any questions or anything. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just quickly check if there's any questions. Hmm. Okay. Yep. So if you have any questions, you please feel free to type in the chat below. If not, thank you very much for today. Right. This is the end of my presentation. Right. So if you were to ask me, I do not think we have already bottomed, because with higher price, we'll hit recession in a faster manner. Because with higher price means that your spending power, means that the inflation will increase. With the increase of inflation, the spending demand, the spending power of every single one of us will actually drop. With the demand, with the spending power drop, means, right, the demand will actually drop, and then every single thing will tumble down. The jobs will be dropping, everything will be dropping, and yep. And in my opinion, I'm not scaring you. That I don't think we have already bottomed. Okay, this is just my point of view. So please invest safe. And yeah, please let me know if you have any question. Thank you very much, guys.